Most people will tell you that Silent Hill is about a town that burned down, existentialism, dreaming, life, death, weird cults, weird religions. But I can tell you it is really about the American healthcare system. Now, I know you can't see that because, well, first of all, the game wasn't very, well, the graphics were all PS1 powered, not to mention blown up on a big screen, an non-HD screen. Ugh, well, if you can't make that out, I'm in a little demonic girl's hospital, and I'm playing as Harry Mason, who is now sporting here this big old hammer. Well, I have to adjust things. Let me just, oh yeah, no, that's a health drink. That's a hammer. Right there, the thing that's floating, it's a big fireman's hammer. Bigger hammer. Okay, so anyway, let's paint a little metaphor, shall we? Okay, I'm in this evil, decrepit, demonic American hospital. Harry Mason in this won't be Harry Mason. He will represent the American healthcare corporations, the insurance corporations that supposedly insure Americans in case they get sick, and the hammer will represent the doctors who work for the healthcare corporations that, as it stands, they're employed solely for the purpose of finding funny ways of denying you healthcare, denying you the ability to sign up for healthcare, or just denying you the operations that you would need to survive. Now, this hospital is infected with a bunch of evil, sick people who all want to get medical attention. Let's hunt them down and kill them. Gotta wait for my radio thing to go off. Let's climb up these stairs. Yes, climb. Oh, load faster than that, please. Alrighty. Damn it. Figures is the only time I can't hear the radio going nuts. Okay, ready? You see this person? This person is you, or your mother, or your cousin. Die! I'm denying you healthcare. No healthcare for you. Die! 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 Okay, and you can't make that out? Turning off the flashlight doesn't help. But either way, on the screen you can clearly, well, I can clearly see that, this is a dead, evil, demonic nurse. But metaphorically, let's just say that the nurse stands for the American people. Now, you may be asking, why am I denying them health care, or i.e. bludgeoning their heads in with a giant hammer? Well, there's a very good reason for that. In the game, if you look inside the little menu, you got health drinks and health kits and ampules. Oh, look, at a firearm. Yeah, but as everyone knows, in the town of Silent Hill, firearms need bullets. That's handgun bullets. But if you look at the stock, right over, wait a second, maneuvering around the tripod. I'm not going to kick the tripod, right here. That says 100, so I have 100 bullets in stock. 100 bullets, sweet. Did you ever read that comic book, 100 Bullets? Go read it now. So, by using the hammer, which in this case is the doctors who are, there to analyze insurance policies and to ensure that the least amount of people get the healthcare that they need, I can save up on bullets. And let's just say that the bullets represent the money the healthcare corporations, i.e. Harry Mason, make. Die! You do not get healthcare. Anyway, I think you see the point. I'm about to make two other points, but I have to turn on the lights and reset up everything, so bear with me. You are all probably going to demand an apology for showing you such horrible, horrible footage of Silent Hill 1. The graphics, they're just so scary. No, I know, the screen quality was rubbish, but I wasn't expecting that, and I was trying to make a point. Probably could have used Silent Hill 3, but I didn't. Be grateful. A lot of you are probably wondering what I'm doing making a YouTube video. Normally I don't do YouTube videos because, YouTube gets a stick up their ass every time that you use copyright infringing material, which is what I just did. Technically, Konami could now bitch about how I'm using something that they created in something that I created, or YouTube could just automatically take it down, even fearing that Konami would bitch. You see, one of the things that I was going to say was that, well, this isn't what United States copyright law permits. In fact, according to United States Supreme Court precedent, there was some woman who actually on YouTube brought it to the Supreme Court. Don't ask me how, but it's on Wikipedia. If you look, I don't remember her name, but she used a Prince song and a little video of her baby son dancing. And the people who own Prince, Warner Music Group, somebody, I don't remember who it was, wanted to, took it down, and she actually won. And the Supreme Court precedent is that, in the case they said, from now on, before you go to take something off the internet, you have to check and see if it is fair use. And companies don't really seem to recognize what is fair use, so I'll explain. You see, I was using footage from Silent Hill, to make a funny point, to make using it as a reference to reinforce this idea that Americans need health care reform. That has been in the news. It's been a topic that I've been screaming over for years. And I was getting so frustrated just from watching the news, I wanted to share my opinion. First of all, I guess, is there anyone out there who doesn't think that we need reform? My God. I mean, let me throw some statistics out at you. First of all, America, one of the richest nations on Earth, if not the richest nation. I know that Luxembourg, their gross domestic product is very, very high. I'm not sure if ours is... With our economy going down, we're probably not the richest anymore, but still, we're one of them. We have the most mass amount of land. We have one of the highest populations of all the, whatever, which means that we can create more gross domestic product. We should be considered a wealthy nation, an extremely wealthy nation, and yet our healthcare system is somewhere, I think, at 37 in ranking of the world's top healthcare organizations. First of all, that's completely unacceptable. We're beneath countries like Monaco, the Principality. We're beneath Saudi Arabia. I believe Poland has a better healthcare system than we do, or maybe but there's a whole bunch of, countries that you're like looking at it going, really? They have a better healthcare system than we do? Really? And it's not like I'm shitting on their country, but Saudi Arabia, guys? Really? No, okay. So anyway, I'm one of the people who I'm in the camp of we definitely need reform. As it stands, 40,000 Americans are dying every year. Either because they're being denied coverage even though they've been paying premiums for years, or just because they simply don't have health care. 50 million without health care as it stands, and almost 2,000 every day are losing their health care simply because their health care companies are sniffing them out and trying to find anyone who is, has a pre-existing condition or is black. And this is very, everyone really thinks this is a bad idea. If you've watched the movie Sicko, go ahead. I mentioned that before in some of my videos. I think now it would have been better if that movie had been produced now, during all the rage, during this time that everyone's freaking out. It would have been a lot better if Michael Moore produced that for now. I just rewatched it. My goodness, it makes you think. I mean, and he just has all of these. Well, anyway, but the point is, we definitely need reform. Recently there's been sort of a huge revolution in our politics. Most people have voted Democrat. The Democrats actually have an extreme majority in either Congress or the Senate. And of course we have a Democratic president, and so this basically means that they could pass any kind of wacky legislation that they wanted. When the Republicans had this kind of domination, they did, including something like the USA Patriot Act, which undoes 90% of the Constitution. If you've ever, go ahead, go read the Patriot Act. Oh, I know you won't, because, most people, that reading, it's hard for them. This is about, the biggest reading material on most Americans' list is the back of a video box, but USA Patriot Act, the deregulation of just major industries, so they were passing all their wacky crap. As soon as we vote in all the Democrats, they're not passing wacky crap. They're trying to be bipartisan, and even worse, they're voting in Republican shit. 60% of the people now favor some sort of universal health care or a single-payer plan. It seems to work in all these other countries, like France, Denmark, England, Spain, Germany. All these places that have better healthcare systems than we do. Anyway, and so 60% of the population favor that, and yet it's been smacked down twice. Some sort of plan, some sort of bill that, they haven't passed it. And Democrats are actually voting against it. It can't be the Republicans who are blocking it because they can't even filibuster anymore. And not only that, but recently it's come to my attention that, they recently actually passed something that gave $50 million to, quote, abstinence-only education, which basically teaches kids, don't use a condom, don't use birth control, wait till you're married to have sex. Statistically, it's been proven that those kind of programs don't work, and they oftentimes, teach the kids to not use condoms if they're going to have sex. Fuck. So what the fuck is going on? Why did we elect Democrats in so that they could do nothing? And honestly, does it really seem, we know for a fact that the healthcare organizations do not want change. They are profiting way too much from deregulation of the system. So why the fuck? They're spending $1.4 million a day And out of each of them, or either each of them or collectively, I'm not sure. I mean, there's only a few of them throughout the entire country who hold a monopoly, a steel grip on our healthcare industry. And not to mention that, but there's 4 times as many lobbyists for the healthcare industries than there are actual members of the Senate. And my question is, what makes us think they give a shit about us? I mean, all of a sudden, it seems like, I'll give you an example. Obama was saying, why don't we get cheap drugs from Canada and Mexico? And then some drug administration came to them and said, hey, how about you don't? And he was like, oh, okay.